Love that intro music. Love the intro music.
Yeah. Me too, man. I like the bounce. I like the bounce in it. See ya,
Like it.
ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode, of the
Tony's phone
Dal and
ringing.
Claude Show. Yeah, it was my phone, man. The Claude and the Dal and Claude Show. Bringing another episode. To your living rooms once again. From YouTube. One person is in Helsinki. One person is down there in Portland, Oregon. See no other person down,
Right.
my brother, my guy, doing it for the second season again.
Yeah.
Oregon,
Get it.
Dal. Guna, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
He's down here with us. How you doing, Oregon? Gonna talk to these people, man.
Doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on again, Tony. Our second season show, second episode of the second season, you could say. And we're a few days out from the kickoff weekend, the weekend kickoff. So I'm pretty excited. But fortunately, I will be out of town for the weekend. I'm leaving Thursday to go camping with friends. Yeah, with some friends over the weekend, and I'll be back Sunday afternoon. And then I'll have to ferociously watch as many highlights as possible Sunday, because then I have an American Idiot show to do with TJ Sunday evening.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we got to recap. Since TJ will be out of town too.
Yeah, TJ these days is a superstar. He's the guy everyone wants around. These days, he's the star of the park. He's the star now. So he's still our guy.
He's a grinder.
We still love TJ down here. We show him lots of respect. Of course, I do have a show with him. Me, him, and Flawless.
That last show was pretty wild.
That show is pretty wild, man. A lot of wild takes, a lot of funny stuff going on. And TJ is a perft gentleman, man.
He is a perfect gentleman. Both of you guys are.
He's just kind of guy that wants to. He's very opinionated, about what he believes.
As we all should be.
If you have an opinion, I respect you.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have an opinion, I respect you. I don't respect people that don't have opinions. Anyone that says, "Hey, I don't want to think," just think. Well, you don't have to go with what every other person is saying. Just do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah, right. But when you have an opinion, there has to be some factual basis in your opinion, right? Like you can say you don't like a movie, or let's say you don't like the Titanic movie, for instance, right? Like that's fine, but you can't say that it's not a huge movie and didn't make, billions of dollars, right? You can't say that it didn't really make Leonardo DiCaprio's career, right? Those are just factual things. You may disagree with your opinion, but I'm sorry, those are just the facts. And I know that's kind of just a weird example, but it's true. Any sort of film, The Godfather or music, food, whatever, right? I mean, as long as you have an opinion that has some sort of validity to it, I'll listen to it. But if you're just talking nonsense, jog on, as they say. Anyway, we're not here for that. Big up TJ and Connor and Jazz and everybody in the chat. So, yeah, thank you all for joining us. But anyway, Tony.
Thank you all for joining us. FUTG. It says, what's up? Big ups to you.
What's up?
The Assembled, our guy, is down here with us. The Assembled is a real one. He has been with me through thick and thin. All the heartbreaks Arsenal have given to me this past 2 years, The Assembled has been down here. He has watched me grow in this YouTube thing. He has watched me go through pains. He has comforted me. He has laughed at me. He has, But you know what? Yeah, The Assembled. I will still go for the cool A. You know that, right? I'm still going to go for the cool A this season, because you just don't know. We might just, nick one this season. See, that takes me to our first topic,
Let's get
over the weekend, Oregon, and I want us to be as fair as possible.
Sure.
Analyze things as fair as possible. Heading into the Emirates Cup, Arsenal haven't bought a striker. The striker hasn't come down, to the football club. Our marquee signing this season haven't even gotten, up to 20 minutes in or even 10 minutes in a competitive preseason game this season. So, Arsenal fans wanted to see him,
Yeah.
Julian Timber, totally down and out. Only God knows what's happening to him. We'll talk about that later. A midfielder is still missing. Yeah.
Yep.
With all
I have
this
views on that.
with all these problems, lingering with Arsenal Football Club, heading into that Emirates Cup game, and then we got into that Emirates Cup, and we just, modestly spanked FC Lyon 2-0.
Right.
Who
were not good.
Tell us what you thought about that game. Even without a striker, we have our defenders bailing us out yet again.
Right.
From last season where they totally bailed us out.
Gabriel and his big forehead.
Again, talk to this.
Yeah, but to be honest, Tony, that game was on. I think I didn't watch the game, but I watched 2 or 3 different sets of highlights on YouTube because it wasn't available here in America. I think it was just through like Arsenal.com or something like that. So, plus it would have been, I think, at 5:45 in the morning for me. So, I didn't watch the game, honestly, but I did watch 3, 4 different sets of highlights on YouTube. So, I got a really good idea. To be honest, Lyon are absolute dog shit, first of all. They couldn't string 2 passes together. They had a few opportunities at the end, but for mostly what I saw, we controlled that game from beginning to end. But our strikers didn't score, our wingers didn't score, our midfielders didn't score. Our defenders scored. Yay. But that doesn't give me any satisfaction, really, right? Because how many times are Saliba and Gabriel going to score in the league this year? Probably not as much as last year. Gabriel was, I think, our 4th top scorer with headers last season.
They scored a couple of goals last season. Scored a couple of goals last season. Gabriel very much into the numbers too last season.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I'm excited from that standpoint, but I want to see some attacking. I want to see some tiki-taka and putting the ball in the back of the net, and we didn't really see a lot of that against Lyon, and they were ripe for the picking. That could have been 5-6-0 if we really would have had our shooting boots on that day. To a very poor side who put their kids in as well. So that's not going to be there, starting 11, probably I think this weekend or next weekend when they start their campaign. So with that said, why was Calafiori not in there, Tony? Why is Lyon Timber still on the bench? What is going on? Why is the Lyon Merino transfer stalled right now as we speak?
Stalled right now, guys. We have to talk about that later on.
We've been talking about this bloke for 3 weeks, Tony. So when you sum it all up, like you love to do and I love to do, we're looking at a poor Lyon team with a mid-performance where our attacking players did not score. That doesn't give me any hope for Wolverhampton this weekend. It's been a decent.
Oregon let's start like this. We played the German Invincibles. Let's don't act as if Bayer Leverkusen aren't the invincible team.
The Granite Xhaka commemorable.
Exactly. Good and okay. We played these guys.
I've seen so much ass kissing in my life.
We totally dismantled them. We handled them in a very horrible manner. It was disgraceful for, a team who just dominated Germany to look that poor. And now in this case with FC Lyon in the Emirates Cup, it's not something to dance about. I hear that. I get that. But again, Oregon Guinea, these are not just, Bayer Leverkusen isn't just a team that is just an ordinary team. That team did the invincible last season.
They did.
Do you think Arsenal is just that good? Do you think Arsenal is just that good that makes these teams look poor? Or do you think these teams are just dead meat? In this case, we're calling an invincible team last season dead meat. Where does that lie with you?
Well, first off, you can only play who's in front of you, right? So it's up to Xabi Alonso to put out his 11. If he wants to put out a weekend 11, which he did, that's his decision. But the fact of the matter is, if that's like just a slightly weakened Bayer Leverkusen, we pounded them, 4-0, 4-1, I think it was?
Yeah.
I think we played that well. I think Bayer Leverkusen came to play, and I've said this many times. When teams come at us head to head, there's a chance they're going to get put to the sword. There's a chance that Odegaard will rip their defensive line apart. Declan Rice will be able to do what he has to do, even though I don't think he played in the Leverkusen game. But I mean, that's just an example of that. When teams come out to attack us, we will fucking hurt you. I mean, it's been proven, right?
Yeah,
it's true. Now where you know this as well. When teams such as, Luton Town, a 4-3 victory, which was hard fought, the low block is what hurts us, Tony. It's the low block. It's the difficult times and circumstances and events we have trying to get the ball in the box when teams put all 10 men behind the ball, right? Yeah, so when those teams come out and play, we slaughter them because you have to the pitch expands, right? So like with Leverkusen and Lyon, we just didn't really take our chances. I just don't think we played good. But back to Leverkusen, they came out to play because they had something to prove, because what you said is 100% right. You're not going to be top of the Bundesliga and come out and take a dump in preseason, 2 weeks before your season. So
yeah, exactly. Of course, there's that rivalry. Oregon Gunnar, of course, don't forget, there's that rivalry between Xabi Alonso and, of course, Mikel Arteta.
Right.
Definitely. Because people are pitching Alonso to be this, to
mastermind.
Be this mastermind. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
After what he pulled off in Germany last season, people still think he's a more better coach than Mikel Arteta. To what extent will you pitch him against Mikel Arteta? And oh my God, the way we passed the ball, passed it around against Bayer Leverkusen, it just looked like Mikel Arteta just made Xabi Alonso look
silly,
look like a clown. Made him look
like a silly weirdo. I mean, I didn't follow their. I mean, I know they were undefeated last season and they won, I believe, the German Cup. But they actually got, I thought, pretty much annihilated by Atalanta in the Europa League final. I thought, Goodman or Lookman scored a hat trick or brace that game against them. So I mean, they couldn't deal with Adama Lookman, right? So they're not going to be able to deal with Saka and a lot of our top attacking talent. I mean, it was, I don't know. That is a game I did watch. I was able to watch that game. And, the Xabi Alonso thing it's similar. I think Pep, Arteta, and Alonso have the similar ideas. There's a little ticky-tacky in there.
There's a little bit of competition going on there. Yeah.
You can say a Spanish style, a Spanish style coaching. But at the end of the day, I think there's just a little more with I will praise Arteta for this. There's a little more with him. I think he's spent a lot of time, obviously, with Pep, which I think has learned something, because I will give him the props a little bit on progress from 8th to 5th, 2nd to 2nd. Anyway, you look at that is progress, even though we didn't win anything, right? And that's a whole other discussion, right? I don't want to get
that's a whole different discussion, man.
Right. So when it comes to Xabi Alonso would have, if the two coaches were mixed, right? If Arteta was at Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso at Arsenal, I still think we would have beat him 4-1 with the same lineups on both sides. I just think you're talking about a real gap in talent, especially defensively. He probably had some kids out there. I don't remember the lineup Alonso put out there, but he definitely had kids out there. They missed some midfielders.
Yeah, they missed.
There's some players missing out there.
Again, that was a decent side they put forward.
Yeah, it was right. You're still talking about a top squad apparently, but I'm glad we put them to the sword, because that at least gives us the motivation to keep going, and that's the main thing I want. Last season, Tony, we shit the bed 6 weeks in and took a trip to Dubai to get the wheels going, right? We won't have a trip to Dubai this year, bro.
Yeah, we won't be heading to Dubai this time.
And win the dog isn't going to be the motivational factor, I hope. And this, to me, is Arteta's last chance. This is, to me, his final chance at Arsenal to get something. If he gets a Carabao Cup, I want him out. If he just gets an FA Cup, I want him out. I want the league or the Champions League semi-final.
Oregon Gunnar, because
I'm being rough already.
Oregon Gunnar, I'm already hearing that, a new contract is coming his way.
Oh well, yeah, I know. I live in a fantasy land.
Contract is coming, Mikel
Yeah,
way, so
yeah.
it's not
But
really something that we have to start thinking that he's gonna leave now.
What if we
That guy
finish? What
is
if we
here to
finish
stay. I've
fourth?
said this.
If we finish fourth with no trophy, he's gonna stay. That'll be his 6th year, bro.
I really think that guy's gonna stay.
I know.
I don't think. See, even if I want him out, I don't really think that. I don't really think that the board is looking at it in that way. They're looking at what he has done as progress. For me, yeah, there's progress there, of course, but it's more about titles. But again, we'll get into that.
That's a separate conversation, sure.
That's a separate conversation altogether. The Saxy Guna is down here with us. Hey,
Yeah,
our Canadian friend. He says more so rivalry because they're friends and they grew up together somewhat. Ateta and Zabi, yeah. We have looked last 2 matches and some OZ respect too. Yeah, thanks, my brother, man. How you doing, Saxy Guna? I'm shocked that you didn't go to London to watch that game. But again, yeah, see. Emirates Cup in the bag.
Yay! With our trophy.
Yay. Trophy.
Put it at the bottom level. Bottom shelf.
Oregon gonna look into that matchup, look into the players, look into the setting. Mikel Arteta starting with Zinchenko in that back foot. And Calafiori, our new signing. We need, at the time when we need to see this guy play, Mikel Arteta keeps him on the bench and then starts with Zinchenko.
Right.
It's either one of two things, So I'm not gonna hit the manager so hard in this. It's either he's, keeping Calafiori to be able to, be refreshed, have renewed energy, going into that league matchup against Wolves. Wolves, exactly. Wolves are gonna come and test you. They'll put, they have wide attackers that could put you on the run and make life difficult for you. So maybe you just want to, kind of like give Calafiori a rest. But again, you seeing Zinchenko start up in that matchup, like what does that make you feel? Did it give you any inclination that this manager might want to just put Calafiori in the bench and kind of like just ease him into the team? Is that what you think he wants to do?
That's what I think he's going to do, but I don't agree with it, right? I think Calafiori, I'll call him Calafiori. I think Cali is ready to play. I'll call him Cali. Cali is ready to play. He's excited to wear the shirt. He's going to solidify that left back side. I think a lot better than Zinchenko. From what I've only seen at the Euros, it's not like I'm watching Bologna week in and week out. So I I can only go on to what I witnessed in the Euros, and Italy went out early, right? I mean, no real fault of his, but it's like just put Zinchenko in the fucking lineup. It's like it sends a signal to me, Tony, that he's willing to go back. He's willing to go backwards in his lineups. It's like, why is Zinchenko even like remotely?
That's why I said Oregon. That's why I said it goes both ways. It's either it's keeping him, just for the first game so that he doesn't tire out. Of course, this is not the first time, that we're in a preseason matchup and our defenders, our midfielders turn up injured in the first matchup. Right. Julian Timber supposedly came back from injury, and I'm hearing right now that in some incendiary spaces that guy is injured. Come on, I don't know, but should we be risking our players, in those kind of games? So that's another way, because there's always two sides to a story. So I'm thinking of it in that direction. But if it's not in that direction, then questions need to be asked, because I think Calafiori is ready. He's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready. He's ready. He's ready. He's ready.
Get him in.
He's ready.
Let's see what he can do. He has to start against Wolves.
Big up to Carl Rossi.
Carl Rossi, legend, my guy.
Is down here. I haven't seen Carl Rossi. Carl Rossi, where have you been, my brother, man?
Oh, Carl, I need some more memes, bro. Send the memes.
Big up to you, Carl Rossi. You know we love you down here. Get the poll.
I mean, Attorney's gone, assembled. Attorney's not coming back.
He supported my channel lots of times. He's a real hero. Carl Rossi. Anthony Herbert is in the house. Big ups to Anthony. Guys, you guys know Anthony. You know what he is to me, yeah, guys. Yeah. That guy gave me part of an opportunity to come to his channel. Gooners from all corners. You know what me and that guy pulled together. Great guy. You know, I can't wait to start doing shows again with him. Anthony Herbert, how you doing? Carlos says, "What's the crack, Tony and Dal?" Yeah, me and Dal were doing our thing. You guys know, since I came back, he's the only one I've been doing shows with because I connect with him that well. He's that good. Maybe Deji Sports too, but Deji's not a superstar. I'll bring. We
annihilated Deji on Friday.
On Friday, I saw that.
Saturday.
That's great. Anthony Herbert, my brother. He says, big, massive, big up to lad Dell. You're my fucking.
I'm his hero. Yeah, apparently so.
Big ups to you, man. Big ups to you. What were we talking about? Oregon Goonie.
We were talking about a little bit of Leverkusen, and then we were talking about the lack of playing Calafiori and Zinni, and maybe we'll see that schmuck Zinni, in the left back position come Saturday. I think we're playing Saturday, right? Everybody's playing. Is everybody playing Saturday? I forget. Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
Zinchenko scored a goal in the preseason. Zinchenko scored a goal in preseason. To be fair, he didn't look bad in preseason.
He got smoked by Mo Salah in preseason too. He was out of position against Mo Salah again in preseason. It's not like we haven't seen this movie before. He is fucking shit. Get him out now. Now. Package him and Eddie up to Marseille. 30 mil, get him out. I'm done with Zinchenko, bro. We brought Calafiori for a reason. Tomiyasu is better than Zinni. Cauliflower is going to be better than Zinni, but he will need time to blend in. And Assembled Deji did not chop me up. Go back and watch the show. We annihilated, DJ and I annihilated Deji. Anyway, sorry, I went off topic. Assembled's got me rattled. Zinni can suck it, bro. Just go. Like Arteta needed a couple yes men. He got that when he took over. He took Zinni and Jesus with him. That has been 5 going on 6 seasons now. Go, just go. I don't want any more nutmegs from Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't want him to be out of position against Salah. I don't want him to be out of position against Oscar Bob for Man City, who will be starting on the right wing for them, by the way. Oscar Bob is a baller, right? It's done. It's done. Bayern Munich, 39 mil. Are you serious? We turned that down, Tony. We turned that down about 3 weeks ago. 39 mil they were going to offer us for him. I don't know how serious it was, but 39 mil comes around for Zinni. You take it, Edu.
Timber is already injured. Timber is already injured. Let's don't act as if last week we didn't have an injury scare for Calafiori.
Right.
We're hearing in some spaces that he was injured. Selling Zinchenko right now, does it put us in a precarious situation? If we sell him, like Tomiyasu is injured. Julian Timber still needs to harmonize into this team.
In that aspect, yes. The aspect, because we need a body.
If we sell him now and Calafiori gets injured, then we're screwed again.
Right, then we're screwed again. So in that case, we need a body. And so I guess it's better to have 4 left backs than to keep a couple, injury free and play them, intermittently throughout the season instead of playing the fucking
is that visible?
Who's cost us the league.
Is that feasible? Is that feasible?
No, well, 4 left backs and 3 of them are injured.
4 left backs in the football club when we do need
3 are injured.
Recruitment down there in the middle of the park, and we do need a striker. Should we need 4 left backs?
We need a striker over a left back. We need to get Tomiyasu healthy. We need to get Calafiori playing. Get him integrated. Get him fucking kicking the ball.
Get him playing, yeah.
Playing. You know, Tomiyasu, get him better, but get Zinni the fuck out.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Part of the problem is we
I
need
hear
the
you.
money for a striker.
Bayern wanted
We need
it.
the money for a striker, Tony.
I mean, I hear you. Bayern wanted him, but again, Arsenal. Of course, if you see the topics down here, yeah, Arsenal scourge the heart of Germany for Leroy Sane. You know what? Yeah, Arsenal could have this deal in a pretty much easy way. Yeah,
Right.
pretty much easy way.
Who
Leroy
sits on the
Sane,
bench?
who would definitely come in and actually push Gabriel Martinelli, who for some reason, in the past season, of course, a shadow of himself,
Right.
didn't even chip in up to 10 goals last season.
He looked pretty good this
Poor,
preseason.
but in the preseason it looked good. But I'm
really
proud
good.
of our players looking good in preseason. And
right.
when it's D-Day against the
Right.
Wolves, against the Brentford,
yeah,
against these other weirdo teams,
you gotta perform.
that's
You
where
gotta
the
perform.
problem is.
Yeah,
that's where the problem is, and they don't show
right.
up. So how about
true.
Arsenal probably maybe go for that swap deal for Leroy Sane? AJ Bat is in the house here. I know he doesn't like Leroy Sane. He wants someone else. But again, I still think Leroy Sane still got it. I still think his movement is still there. I still think that he's still skillful.
He can score goals.
And again, he is a winner. He's a proven winner. He's a proven winner. He has won multiple times the league in this country, in the UK. So why are we looking down on that? Because for some reason I've asked a few Arsenal fans, like, why don't you guys like Leroy Sane? What's bad about him? Yeah, he's had a couple of injuries here and there. Yeah, I hear you. But haven't Arsenal been a bedrock of lots of injuries and players that don't even play after all? So why not just bring in quality? And even if he misses 1 or 2 games, it's not still bad because we still do have enough cover in that place. That. And again, it would be very easy for us to employ Leroy Sane, to that left-hand side, and again, it will give us that license to actually use Gabriel Martinelli from the right-hand side, just in case Bukayo Saka goes to the ground. How about that? Mind you, Bukayo Saka hasn't gotten a rest,
at all
this summer.
Well,
the Premiership
he didn't play in America.
The frying pan of the heroes. That problem will come up.
Yeah, well, with regards to Saka, luckily he did sit out, I believe, the American tour. I don't think he was in America when TJ went to the games in LA and Philly. But with that said, I can see kind of like Leroy Sane. I get AJ's point. If he's not good enough for Pep, he's not good enough for us, because then you got to look at overcoming that. But I think in certain circumstances and certain moments of games, right, which is really what it's about, is I have no problem with Leroy Sane coming off the bench in the 72nd, 75th minute in a tight 2-2. Right? I mean, he's a goal scorer. That's what we need in that moment. Right. I would rather bring someone who's a proven winner, like you said,
and it's a proven winner,
who can still play. But I don't think he would take a spot over Trossard on the left, and I don't think he would take a spot over Saka on the right. But in some games, but in FA Cup games, let's say we drew Chelsea or somebody in the FA Cup, and we got a big game the following week, maybe you start him. Maybe you start him at left.
Take a look at our bench.
You can play both sides.
This is what I'm going to. Take a look at our bench. How many proven winners
we have
in our bench? Like, I'm tired of going into a season, and then we're seeing Eddie Nketiah in the bench. We don't see a proven winner in that bench. Like, where is the motivation? Like, see, where is the fear? Sometimes, these Premiership teams, what kills them is the fear. When they are, at that tunnel, when they see William Saliba, not a proven winner, but it's probably the best defender in the world as it is right now. When they see Calafiori, they know that, the pain is coming. When they see Gabriel, they know that someone has just brought in the pain in the tunnel. But you know what, it could turn nasty when they see someone in our bench like Leroy Sane do the rounds down there. They will be afraid. They will be wary, knowing that after Bukayo Saka has dealt with them, after Martinelli has gotten a good run up with the boys down there. Yeah, they do know that someone with speed, someone with agility, someone who is a proven winner is down there on the bench,
shoots from anywhere. Yeah,
to come in and get Arsenal over the line.
Right.
Like, why are we so proud not to allow someone like Leroy Sane? What have we won?
I think a lot of it is, a lot of it is his history. I mean, he scored some goals against us that it's hard for me to.
And blocking it,
right?
For like Sane,
because he was with Pep, Tony. He was with City and Pep, and so there's some fans feel like if you are cut from City, if you are, let's say, cut or sold off from United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, what makes that player good for us? But that psychology doesn't always work, right? We've seen the opposite of that. We've seen players go from the top 4 or top 6, 7, interchangeably and still perform and be good. But Leroy Sane is a threat regardless. He is a top German international. He's not on the young list of rising ballers, right, on Instagram. But, I mean, he's a proven professional, and he's a winner. He won at City. He's definitely won at Bayern Munich. He was winner, I think, where was he at before City? He was with some club, I can't remember. And I think he won something there. So, overall,
it's not possibly
he can start games, but he would be an impact sub. I can play the left and right wing. What's that? And he's got a winner mentality.
Time and time again. As in, there's no questions about that.
And obviously, Arteta worked with them and likes what he saw.
Into the football club, because I've sampled opinion of many.
Got a good point too.
The way they chip their shoulder on this guy, like, come on, man.
But AJ's got to play too. Look at AJ's comment. Look at our guy AJ's comment.
Okay, let's go to AJ. Of course, guys, I do respect AJ Bat. Of course, he's a moderator.
But he makes a good point. Are we going to spend $300K on Sunday? Or is Arsenal going to spend? Like, he's right. Sonny's going to want a shit ton of money.
AJ, I have to respect his takes.
He's going to want a lot of money.
If he's not good enough for Pep, he's not good enough for us. If we're trying to overtake Pep, but come on, man, AJ, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry, man. I hate to do this, man, but I don't agree with you. He has, since he left Manchester City, he's a proven winner with Bayern Munich. He's won the league multiple times. He's gotten into at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League in the last 4 seasons. In the last 4 seasons, let that sink in.
Right.
For Germany, for Bayern Munich.
Well, he didn't win it when Harry Kane joined.
He also played lots of games for Bayern Munich. So come on, man. He won in Man City. He won in Bayern Munich. So what's the problem with him coming to Arsenal and helping us get over the line? We don't have no winners. We don't have no centurions out there.
I mean, let's put it this way. As much as we've talked about Pedro Neto has won nothing but an international trophy, right? A Euro maybe with Ronaldo.
And he's also injury prone.
And he's also very injury prone, right? And Chelsea just dragged out 50, 60 mil from him. I mean, it's just Leroy Sane is just a more sensible purchase than someone like Pedro Neto, who obviously we're not going to get now because he's on his way to the blue side. So I just, but AJ's got a good point too, Tony, further down. He says, but are we in a position to pay this guy $250, $275, probably close to $300,000 a week?
Oregon Gunnar,
bro? That's the thing.
Are you saying this? Oregon Gunnar, are you saying this?
I'm looking at AJ's comment, and
I know, but this club has been the views of Ed Nketiah. Getting up to
I know that's what we should really be talking. That's the whole thing.
And he's getting 100 in the. Come on, bro.
I know, but I know what you're saying, and I think they're trying to fix that now. They're trying to fix that now, but they won't sell the fucking kid to Marseille. So here's the thing: this is why the Merino the Merino transfer stalled because we're going to use, well, the Eddie thing is stalled. We're going to use the Eddie money to get Merino. And that's why the Merino thing stalled. I think that Gunnar and Jez and Maddie and Kenny, shout out the real ones, we're just talking about that an hour ago. Like we're trying to pay Peter to, pay Paul to sell Peter or whatever, right? We're mixed up in a triangulation of transfers right now. So, I mean, nothing's going to happen, I don't think, to us until we get Eddie out. Either if it's by loan and then a deal, or if it's straight out buying him. And the rumor has it now is that Bournemouth are looking at him because Spurs just helped us. If he goes to Bournemouth, they're helping us because they bought Dominic Solanke. So if he goes to Bournemouth, perfect. But we have to get that $100,000 back. Now, if Leroy Sane comes in for $150,000 and Eddie goes and we take that $100,000 and we put that on Leroy Sane, he's got $250,000. I want to see results from Leroy Sane. I don't want to see fucking 4 goals and 4 assists and paying this guy $250,000 because he can't get worked into the system. And he's going to have to work with Kai Havertz anyway, which might be a good combination. Because Sane, to me, if he is really available, I mean, if he had a good relationship with Arteta at City, if he's really available, but I'm not going to make any move for him until Eddie is gone. We need the money from Eddie, bro. We need that money to do what we need to do.
We need the money from Eddie.
And I know I think we're trying to get rid of him.
But again,
the deal's off.
Oregon Gunnar, should money really be a problem for Arsenal?
Yes, because of FFP laws. FFP laws.
Arsenal just sold Smith Rowe for about 35
FFP's million. Looking at us very closely.
That money is still burning a hole in the football club's pocket.
Right.
We still have that money. It's still there. We've not even touched it. Yeah.
But remember, we spent $100 million on Declan Rice.
Exactly. We're still haggling with
we're still paying that.
Oh my days. See, the money is there. Even if Eddie stays, I want him to leave. Even if Eddie stays, we have the money to actually go.
He's got it right. Waffle's right.
But we have that money. How about Kudus? No one is talking about Kudus from West Ham.
He has a strong contract. You can't just go tap him up, bro. I mean, you can, but I mean, I don't think he's on our radar. I haven't heard anything about him. He's in a very good squad. West Ham have bought 6 or 7 players. And they have a top man, a Spanish manager who got Barcelona over the line when he coached Messi. West Ham are going to be a very, very different side than they were under David Moyes, bro. I'm not saying they're going to be like world beaters in this manager's first season, but West Ham are a side that are going to give us problems. Crystal Palace, another one. They're going to give us problems.
Yeah,
it's not a done deal. Yeah, £80 million. Oh, yeah, AJ, we're not spending $80 million in a week, in 2 weeks. No way. We're just not going to do it.
Shout out to our guy, our brother, of course. You guys, this guy, he's been in this space, legendary boy, prefers to be, prefers to just be laid back a little bit and stay behind the scenes, and it's our guy, Static. Yeah, big ups to you, my brother, man. How you doing? How's work? How's everything going for you, Static, man? Big ups to you. Nice to see you on the show today, Static. And of course, Static is one of those guys that is highly opinionated. Yeah, highly opinionated. He doesn't follow the crowd. He's a guy that
doesn't take any bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, he says what's in his mind, and of course, anyone that says what's in their mind. That's the kind of people I like to roll with. And he says, hey, Tony DVS, I came to quickly say, hey, to you guys, this season is going to be draining yet again. We will win nothing. Exactly.
Grind.
Tap into this, Tap into
well, we are big up Static, first of all. I've known Static for a long time now. Almost as long as I've known Lean Gunner, pretty much about 4.5 years.
He's real one.
Yeah. And he's a diehard Arsenal fan, bleeds the red and white, knows the club in and out. But he's right. It's going to be draining because United, they're making some moves. Are they going to be good? They'll be decent. Chelsea will be better, I'm sure. They have some better players if they can get Pedro Neto off the injury table. They've got Nkunu and Cuckoo up front, and they got Cole Palmer, obviously. So I just think there's the teams that we really beat last season are going to be more difficult. You know, it's going to be draining. In the Champions League games, we got to see who we get. We could get in the group of death, and that will be really interesting if we pulled like Barcelona, Benfica, Bayern Munich, right, in the Champions League draw. I mean, you know, Inter, Real Madrid, it goes on and on. But Static's right. It's draining and grinding, and that's why I think, like, you had a good point, Tony. Like, even kind of going a little bit back to Leroy Sane, we need experienced depth. Buying someone like Fabio Vieira is not buying depth. You're not. What are you buying? You're buying an experiment, right? So when we look at players like Sane, I'm for it, but at the same time, like AJ, I don't. It's going to be expensive, and he better perform. So we ditch Eddie, right? We sell Eddie. We get Sane in for, let's say, $250, $275 a week. So that 100 grand we're paying Eddie goes to Sane.
But again, bro. Oregon, I hear you. But is there any doubt that Leroy Sane will hit the ground running in this league that was his former stomping yard? This was his former stomping yard.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
He's proven it. He's a proven winner. He's a matador in this. He's a matador in this.
He's a very good player, and he would add. I think he would add something to the squad for sure. But Tony, but we've seen this before. We've got players before. We've had Willian on loan. We've had. Name the names. Hold on. I'm not trying to say. I'm not saying this.
Willian was already a player for Chelsea. He was already a player. Come on. That was a low blow. That was a low blow. That was a low blow.
Listen. Okay, but what I'm saying is, when you get these players on loan, that's the thing. There's just no fucking guarantee. But if we do get him on loan, Bayern Munich will pay some of his wages. I'm pretty sure. But if he does hit the ground running, and then he doesn't, Tony, and then we got a big game against Barcelona, who just picked up Dani Olmo, right? And now we have Leroy Sane, who we've played, let's say, 12 games, and he scored 2 goals. But now we're forced to play him, in something like a Barcelona, or we got to play Inter or AC Milan or somebody. I just don't want to put us in that situation, right, where he's got this bundle of money, he doesn't perform, and it just doesn't work out. We've seen it with what? Oh, I don't know, Denis Suarez. I could keep going, right? I mean, it's never worked well for us with players on loan. I think you're on mute, my brother.
Look at the name.
I think you're on mute, Tony.
I'm on mute.
Oh, there you go. No, you're not now. Oh, you were too far from the mic. Yeah. Okay. Look at the players we brought on loan, and it really hasn't worked
Suarez,
out.
Come on,
I know.
Suarez. Come on, man. That's another low blow, bro. You're giving low blows these days. What's going on?
I'm giving you facts. When we get loanies, they fucking suck. They're
not Leroy Sane level. They're not Leroy Sane level.
But Leroy Sane is not. I know. Leroy Sane though would be good, Tony. He would. But at some cases, it's like what I'm saying. I'm trying to ask you, my brother. 8 games in, and he scores 2 goals, and we're at Barcelona on a Champions League group night, and Leroy Sané's in the lineup. What are you going to think?
Okay, good. Now, this is the point we're missing. This is the point that we're missing. Leroy Sane isn't an out-and-out striker. He's not a striker.
He's a goal-scoring winger.
He's a goal-scoring
winger. He's a creative winger.
He could put up lots of goals for you, but the most important thing is that he is that creative spark. Is that kind of guy that could move in multi-dimensional places in and about.
Sure, he's left and right. He can play
create
chances. Striker.
Yeah, exactly. He can, with his pace and his agility, he can draw lots of players. To him, and that creates spaces open and put other players on the run. This has been Arsenal's problems because there are some games last season, that we know that many of this, baby teams, of this Premiership teams just come to defend against Arsenal. And one of the problems is actually unlocking that defense. Someone like a Leroy Sane could draw lots of players, across to him. He could cut in, he could, dribble. His movement off the ball is another thing, and create chances and make other players who get into those deep runs to have a clear shot on goal. He's that kind of guy that would draw 2, 3, 4 players, without the Bukayo Saka kind of like problem of cutting in with his left leg after cutting in through his right. He just Leroy Sané he does it seamlessly. Right. He's that kind of guy. So I want him here.
I'm trying to give you the hypothetical, Tony. But after we don't have proven winners. After 8 weeks, let's say after 8 weeks,
it's only Kai Havertz that's the winner.
Stay down.
It's only Kai Havertz that's the winner in this team. He's the only guy, and
I think Declan Rice brings that winning mentality. Winner. We're talking about mentality now, so I would say Declan Rice has a mentality. Gabriel Marguilles has a mentality. Saka at times. I mean, Saka's physicality lets him down, right? It's not the mentality's not. It's not that the mentality isn't there. It's his legs.
These are not proven winners. These are not proven winners.
No, I understand.
There's a clear difference.
I use Saka lightly as an example.
He's not a proven winner. Man City still have De Bruyne down there, a proven winner. They still have Bernardo Silva, a proven winner, a vocal guy in the tunnel for them. That's what I'm talking about. They have all these matadors, in that team. It's everywhere across the pitch. Edison is down there. He will tell the other boys. He will tell Bob. He will tell, all these other new guys.
Saudi.
Big heroics about what they've done, about the Champions League they've won, about the multiple premierships that they've won.
Sure.
Arsenal doesn't have that. And I think that's a big problem getting into the season. Calafiori is a good defender. But again, how old is he? 22 years. He's still young. He doesn't know what it means to win. We still need a proven winner down there.
Very true.
When Arsenal fans put their nose up for a player like Leroy Sané, then I now question if we're really looking for a title or we're not interested in winning a title at all. If you don't want an experienced player to come in and have a chance in this team, then what are we looking for?
You said everything right, and that's what I said. If we're so freaking worried about winning a title and so gassed up about it, why the hell didn't we buy anyone in January? Right?
Exactly.
And Leroy Sané would be a good deal, but it's just, he's going to want so much money, Tony. And I think that if we were really that hot after him, that it would have kind of happened by now. That's what I'm starting to realize with some of these transfers, that like the Lyon Merino thing is stalled. Why? Things like that. It's like I just don't believe any of it now until they lift up the shirt. It took us 3 weeks to get the Calafiori deal done.
Now, this is the bigger problem that people aren't saying. I don't think Mikel Arteta wants to play. I don't think Mikel Arteta wants to play with the striker. I don't think this guy is gonna bring in an out goal scoring traditional number 9.
Somebody get bled in before the
season. He wants to do a Pep. It's no problem if he wants to do a Pep. He's the manager, no problem. Good. But I don't think this manager wants to bring in.
We bought our striker last season for 65 mil. His name's Kai Havertz. That's our striker.
We all know that he's not an out and out striker.
Yeah, we're not getting the striker in 5 days.
Good and okay.
So Eddie goes. Eddie has to move before anything happens.
I know we're not going to get that striker. Why don't we just go and get the goal-scoring winger in Leroy Sané? Those are the lines I'm looking at. Because while other Arsenal fans are out here moaning about a striker, I already know the end. I know the end. The end is there. I know it. So while every other Arsenal fan is out there talking, the striker, this, that, I've seen it. I've seen it already. This manager isn't interested. Mikel Arteta doesn't do well. It's in his DNA. He doesn't do well with strikers.
Right.
He doesn't like strikers. He likes someone like Kai Havertz because of his malleability. What I mean by his malleability is he could push him backwards to that number 8. It tells him, go and buy for me. And Kai Havertz to say, yes, sir. That's what he wants. And he can do it. No question asked. He could tell Kai Havertz, see, you being in that number 9 slot is useless. I want you to come a little bit deeper, get the ball and help other players. Yeah, exactly, as a false 9. He would say, yes, sir, I'm gonna do that. And that's because his formation, his whole structure, the whole spectrum of how he plays denies a traditional number 9 room to explore, room to go and back in goals. So that's why I know this guy isn't ready to bring a striker. If not, why is this guy haggling in the transfer window? He's haggling. We're not going to get a striker. So why not just go and, since we know we're not getting a striker, go get a proven guy who could come from the wings and score goals.
Right.
Shout out to Waffle.
That makes sense to me. But I just to do deals. Are we going to do that by the end of the month? And is Leroy Sane even really going to want to leave Bayern Munich? I mean, who's his replacement? They must have some kid lined up to replace him. Yesterday, I heard that we were linked to Kingsley Coman on a.
Kingsley Coman. I
think that is more realistic because Leroy Sane is better than Kingsley Coman, and I don't really see, unless they want to clean their books for some reason, financial reason. But I would take a look at Kingsley Coman as well. I mean, we need experienced depth. We said this the season before last.
I don't believe that Kingsley Coman stuff. The only reason why I don't believe it is because he's having contract negotiations with Bayern Munich. And
Arteta's worked with Sonny before, so
Arsenal. All these players, they use Arsenal as the prop. Just when you want to sign a new contract, it's easy. Just put Arsenal out there. Just pay a journalist and just tell him to put Arsenal. Arsenal is coming for me. Just put it down there.
Right.
In the next couple of months or in the next couple of weeks, they'll tie you to a new deal just because Arsenal's name has been used as a prop.
For sure. It usually is.
To get their contracts.
And Waffle TV is right. They may play Olise on the left. I had forgotten he had gone there. So yeah, shout out Waffle and Bance.
We got Waffle TV. Guys, Waffle TV is banned. Yeah, it's banned. That's our guy. Shout out to Waffle TV doing
if they play him on the left, I don't know if Michael Olise is better than Leroy Sane, but you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to go young because I think they have a lot of players. I think they have a lot of players they're paid a lot of money for. Leroy Sane's got to be expensive. Harry Kane's expensive. Eric Dyer, for some reason, is probably expensive. Musiala's probably upped his contract. I mean, they're probably trying to get some players off their wage bill, and I wouldn't bat away from Leroy Sane or Kingsley Coman. Like you said, I don't think Kingsley Coman's probably not going to happen either. But I mean, if there's a little bit of history to be repeated with Arteta and Sane, I'm open for that because I've said it before. We just need experienced depth. Like Fabio Vieira, that's depth, but he is shit. So it doesn't really help. There's no real experience behind Fabio Vieira. Reece Nelson, he had what 3 great goals for Arsenal his whole career, one of them being against Bournemouth 2 seasons ago. See ya. And then, like Anthony said, I would package him up as well. 50 million, taking Kedia and Nelson. Why don't Ipswich Town look at something like that? Or Marseille. If I'm Eddie Nketiah, I'd want to go to Marseille all day because I'd be playing football, regular football in a beautiful city. And I'm sorry, but Marseille has
from the player side
prestige than Bournemouth does. Say again?
But Dal, from the player's side, with what I've heard, and my contacts don't lie to me. With what my contacts have told me, they've told me that Eddie Nketiah has already agreed a deal in principle with Marseille. And they've also said that the guy, the guy that I have down there told me that Eddie Nketiah has also agreed to take a massive pay cut
just to clear
this deal for Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's why I know that. That's why I know that Eddie wants to live. I was telling this thing to TJ the other day. TJ didn't believe me. I was telling our guy Flawless too. He didn't believe me. Eddie Nketiah has already agreed to a massive pay cut, and I'm hearing it's about 50% of his wages. That's how.
Yeah.
So now, if a
That's
player
50
who is
grand a week for Eddie
comfortably,
Nketiah.
exactly, so if a player who is comfortably getting 100K in an Arsenal Football Club, and and he wants to live, and he has already gotten a deal in principle with Marseille,
Mhm.
taking a huge pay cut, to head to the other side. It shows that it's Arsenal that's holding up that deal.
Yeah, but I mean, like AJ said, that deal's been off, bro, for a few days. Like AJ said,
No, I
they've already
heard
moved
that.
on.
I heard that Marseille came back. I
Yeah,
heard that they're still in
I
negotiations.
right. I heard
I'm
27
now
that we
hearing that
turned.
Bournemouth has
I heard
thrown
that we
them.
turned down 27 mil, and that's the last I've heard of it. And so, and like AJ's saying here, it's like Marseille have already brought in another striker. They're not, we're not to think that other teams are playing around. Like this isn't checkers. This is chess. Right, this isn't some kids game. I mean, this is where I get pissed off with Edu and Arteta.
Now they've unveiled Alvarez.
Right, so now Eddie's trapped. He's probably, if anything, he's probably going to go to Bournemouth. If Bournemouth come in with a bid from the Solanke money, he'll go to Bournemouth. But they're not paying him 100 grand a week. I mean, they'll probably pay him less than Marseille. So no one comes out the real winner of this, because if we keep him, then he's still on the books. He's not playing, and we're killing his career by the second. The longer he stays at Arsenal, and as much as we don't rate him at Arsenal, we don't personally need to destroy his career, right? It's a shame. It's shameful. They should have just let him go to Marseille. He's still young. Learn his trade, become a better striker, and then come back to the Prem, but just not to Arsenal, right?
So shout out to AJ. AJ said that Kudus has 80 million.
That's awesome, but we ain't paying that.
Why aren't
we? Not buying that.
Why
we don't have that money. We don't have the money.
And going to to these football clubs, and
we have to sell first, bro. We have to sell.
I'm bringing Kudus. How about that?
I would love that.
And he's proven in the Premiership also.
Top player. But it ain't going to happen because we need to sell, guys. We need to sell before we can buy. You guys know this. We need to sell Nketiah, Nelson, and Ramsdale. Jesus, Ramsdale's value is plummeted. I mean, Southampton on loan.
How about Fabio Vieira?
He can go to
Plymouth seamlessly. Just
Southampton on loan too.
He's just slipped through,
and he's injured.
No one is even talking about him again.
Yep. And he likes that. He's the Portuguese Elneny, bro. He just wants to sit back. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me.
No one is talking of him.
My check. Right? He's the Portuguese Elneny. He just doesn't want to. I'll go take photo opportunities, and I'll go hang out with people at the club, but please don't play me. Right, that's Fabio Vieira. He's literally collecting a paycheck for doing fucking nothing.
Okay, this is the second person saying that this season is going to be.
We have a very difficult series of games.
A very horrible one, and
the way they're sequenced is tough.
Of course,
right?
You guys know Waffle TV, yeah. Even if it's called Waffle TV, there's no waffle in what he thinks. There's a seasoned guy who talks about football. Forget the waffle down there. It's a seasoned guy. If he's putting this out there, this season we're going to struggle. We have a difficult series of games.
Right.
Do you agree with Bant? Yeah.
Yep. 100%. 100%. We've got Tottenham September 14th. Before that, we have City. So I mean, already a month in, we're talking City and Tottenham. I think I was looking at the schedule too, not too long ago, and I think I was looking at through like December. I think September, October is a pretty easy month. There's a run of games there where it's like Ipswich, Bournemouth, Leicester City. Maybe not in that order, but there is a run of games where we're playing like the new Leicester City, Ipswich, etc. We're playing bottom feeder teams. I don't think Leicester City is going to be that good. I mean, I don't think Ipswich will definitely probably be relegated. So maybe there's something there, but you can only play who's in front of you, man. I mean, we have to get 3 points the first 9 games and jump out on a 27-point lead, right? The first 9 weeks are crucial, right? That puts us
very crucial.
Puts us to the first week in November.
Very crucial.
Right?
But yet, getting a striker is very crucial.
You're struggling
getting
to get
a striker is very crucial.
Getting a striker is very crucial. Getting rid of Fabio Vieira is very crucial.
I see. I was talking to TJ last week, with Flawless.
Yes, thank you, AJ. Oh, dear God. Look at AJ. Our first 3 away are Villa, City, and Spurs.
We have hard games coming up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We need a striker. And to be very sincere with you, even if I do like Rice and I rate him, I just don't think he can do it alone. There's this thing in me that feels he can't do it alone.
No.
In the middle of the park.
We need a strong midfielder.
In couple of games last season. He looked quite drab in some of the games.
He struggled his first time
anyone
back
who wants to know the truth knows that Declan Rice had issues last season. I'm not saying he's the only one. I'm not saying he's at fault. It might be the manager and how the manager has insisted on using him. It might be the manager and how the manager have insisted that he goes get more for us. But last season, there were some couple of games that I looked drab. I think the signing of Merino, whom, by the way,
was stalled, bro. It's stalled
last season. It's stalled, I know, but I think it's just little details. Personally, that's what I think. It's just little details. It will come. It will come.
I think you're right. They've pictured him in the shirt several times.
When they polish it, it will come. But again, see, that's why I do think we need that Merino guy, because he's quite good in duels. Yeah, it's quite good aerially. It's quite good on the ground duels too. At least top 3 in Europe last season, mostly in the Champions League last season, with up to nearly 300 duels won last season. That guy is a top player. I really like the guy. If that guy comes in and plays in that number 8 position, while we have Declan Rice down there, even if Mikel Arteta decides to push Declan Rice just a little bit forward to go help us out and create some certain kind of chances,
which he will, because Gabriel likes to move up. Right.
He likes drifting forward with the ball. Then Merino will automatically just take that number 4, that spot from him and protect our defender when Declan Rice decides to push forward just a little bit.
Right. And remember, Gabriel likes to push up there as well. Gabriel, he's the one that pushes up towards the halfway line, right? Because we've seen the Bozo gene. We've seen him make mistakes at the halfway line and foul players, etc. But he hasn't done that in the last couple of seasons. That Bozo gene hasn't come back every now and then. But we're pretty solid. A couple times, but that's
one or two couple of times last season. What do you think about? I saw Arsenal being linked to Adingra. What do you think about this guy?
I don't know who that is.
He plays for Brighton.
I don't know.
No. Waffle TV.
Never heard of him.
Man. I don't want all this. Come on.
Never heard of him.
I don't want all these weirdo players, with us. What I mean by weirdo players is that all these guys with, with a little bit of performances, and then suddenly everyone wants them. I call them weirdos. Look at another weirdo that Manchester United just brought in, Zexi. Look at that guy.
Weirdo, an up and coming Dutch striker.
Goal, and he couldn't score a goal. All these guys are weirdos, and all these Arsenal fans wanted to score. See, I knew how many Arsenal fans wanted us to go and sign Zexi from Bologna.
Right. Yeah,
I said, no, I don't want this guy. I don't want these guys anywhere near. If you're going for a striker, go and get me Ivan Toney. By the way, Oregon Gunner is £30 million right now.
I know.
Someone will go you for last
worth
season
that now.
100. He's available now for £30 million, and everyone has totally forgotten about who did this to Arsenal fans. Who did this? We've totally moved on from Ivan Toney. We've totally
I've been
forgotten
saying
that this
it
guy
since
is
day
30
one.
million
I've been saying
up
it
for
since like
grabs. And Arsenal fans aren't talking about it.
I've been saying this since
We all
day one,
want
my
this
bro. Ivan Toney is not coming to Arsenal. Stop with this madness, you guys. He's not coming. We already signed him already. He's not coming. Our striker is fucking Kai Havertz. Our backup striker at this moment in time is Eddie Nketiah until he leaves. We are not getting that player. If anything, he'll go to Tottenham and partner Solanke. Or be a backup to Solanke. Or Solanke will be a backup to him. We would have done the deal, but I'm glad we did it because when we were going to do the deal, it was 80 to 100 million. And he came back and scored one goal. Bro, I think he scored one goal when he came back in January, and his form dipped.
See, I think Solanke is a mediocre striker. He's mid-level.
Yeah, I agree, and that's they can spend 65 million Solanke all day long. I don't care what Spurs
do. Deserve a top striker. How about Ivan Toney? And by the way, Waffle TV also wanted, because last season, I think that was in the summer transfer window. I think January. Sorry, I think that was January because it had that betting scandal going on. Me and Waffle TV, we had series of shows and content. He wanted Ivan Toney. He rates Ivan Toney.
Who does?
So these are the kind of players I want. Go bring in Ivan Toney.
Look,
why aren't we talking about it? Everyone has to push that down the shelf. No one wants to talk about Ivan Toney.
Well, because I think the Ivan Toney train is come and gone. I mean, like AJ corrected me on that. 4 goals in his first 5 games back, and he didn't score anything after that. 5 games back, he was back January 1st.
Yeah, Gaming Entertainment. If you have not, that's Drew Gunners, by the way. That's our guy, right. You guys know what that guy has done for me. He does my graphics down here. That's my guy. Since my graphic guy ran away, this guy has been the guy that held me down.
Graphics guy's like, see ya.
See ya.
Get out of here.
When Arsenal didn't win any trophy, the guy just ran away. He's fired, he's given up. See ya, guys. Yeah, Drew Gunners has been my guy. He's my brother too. Shout out to him. Go subscribe to his channel. It's a gaming channel. It's DGVR Gaming Entertainment, and he's a moderator on my channel. I really trust the guy. He says, "Big up all we originally brought Odegaard in on loan." I mean.
Yeah, right. But I think that was also I only thought that was a 6-month loan. We had already pretty much looked at him. I know Wenger was looking at him, I think in 2017-18 when he was still pretty young. Yeah, I just think I always thought Arsenal, he was going to come to Arsenal because he's been floating around to so many clubs, and Wenger rated him highly. But true, we brought him in on loan. Was it a year loan? I think it was like a 6-month loan, and we pretty much bought him right away, right, for 35 mil. Still a good deal. But but the thing is like I take this question back to you, Tony. I said we get
shout out Mama Flossie. Big up to you, Mama Flossie. I hope you're safe down there in England. Of course, lots of crazy things going on down there. Please, I hope you're safe. Yeah, shout out to her. She's also a member of my channel. She's done a lot for this channel. Big up to you, Mama Flossie. And she's also the head moderator of this channel. Big up to you, Mama Flossie. We love you. Yeah,
she's the real one. I just think if we do get someone like Leroy Sane in, Tony, and we're 8 weeks into the season, and let's say the guy scored 2-3 goals. I mean, what? I just don't. I'm to be completely honest. Even if it's not Leroy Sane, I'm very skeptical of anyone we bring in. To be 100% honest, because the impact we need. Players that will make an immediate impact. Not by young players and hope they become good. Well, how did that go with Eddie Arteta? It hasn't worked out, and now we're struggling to sell a Honda in a Ferrari market, right? That's what we're dealing with. So I don't have any real confidence that we'll find that one player to make an impact. That player just does not exist, bro. It's not Leroy Sane. It's not fucking Pedro Neto. It's not Kingsley Coman. We could bring all three of them in, and that would not guarantee us a trophy, right? Trophy. It won't guarantee us nothing, bro. And AJ's got a point. Leroy Sane is going to command $250 to $300 a week. With Byron Payne, maybe 20 to 30% of that. And if it doesn't work out, then we're just back at square one, bro. So it's kind of like, and that's why I'm kind of upset about the ESR thing, is that we sold a player that is better than 2 or 3 players that we have.
Guess what? This kid has banged in 2 goals since we let him out.
He's already scoring goals.
He scored in the game against Offenham. A new lease of life.
Not that I'm ESR's fanboy, but it just doesn't make sense.
He's banging in goals, and it's not.
Yeah, already
good. He's
always been good, but Arteta's didn't rate him. So that's the thing. We get rid of ESR. We go look at Kingsley Coman.
Guys in the chat, shout out to True. He's down here with us. True.
Josh is a real one. I mean, this is where I get this.
I have a show with him this week.
I get so upset.
Our show is coming back. Yeah. All right, good. We're saying something.
Shout out Josh. That's okay. Shout out Josh, a real one for sure. I just I don't know about you guys, Tony, and you guys in the chat. Are you confident of bringing that one player in? I mean, it's not like we're bringing in Vinicius Jr. I mean, even Rodrigo, I'd be like, holy shit, yes, please, right? I mean, because we know that guy is a baller, right? Brazilian balling out, Real Madrid, etc. He would be an impact player. Leroy Sane, I'm kind of with you on that, Tony. Perhaps he'd be an impact player. But let's say, for instance, again, 8-9 weeks into the season, Leroy Sane has 2 goals. Then what? Right? Right? Then goes our confidence. And there goes his confidence. There goes Arteta's confidence, right? And then it's like we're starting all over again. But at the same time, we all know that's football. That's football. That's the way it works. You have to take a chance on someone, right? You have to take a chance. And you got to be confident in the system, the abilities. Absolutely. I'm putting all that together in a giant ball, right? But sometimes that ball bursts and it just doesn't work. And we're not at a point where we can experiment. We need a fucking trophy. It'll be 21 years this season, Tony.
That's right? For sure. So
we're talking about experimenting with different players to do different things when we know deep down they won't have any impact. Right? The top players are at different clubs, and we're not going to get them because of financial boundaries, because of Arteta boundaries, because of Arsenal ownership board boundaries, and fan base boundaries. So I just, we can pray to the football gods, right? That they bring us a Vinny Jr. or, a Leroy Sane who's in top form, right? Or, whatever the player is. But the thing is, once they put on that red and white, everything before that is nothing.
Yeah, it's
right?
Nothing.
None of that means shit until they put on the red and white kit. And they step out on the Emirates, right? Or they step out at Shitefart Lane and they score a fucking goal and win us the North London Derby. They score a goal in an FA Cup final and get us a trophy. Because anything under that, or the league, or the Champions League, and I'll even say semifinal. I don't expect us to get to a semifinal. Quarterfinal is brilliant, but I want a semifinal this year, right? Anything under that is just manure. It's just
a failure.
It's a failure.
In fact,
Kingsley Coman, it's not going to matter.
Oregon Gunner. I was having this argument with the Southern Gunner. Yeah, he was saying even if we win a Carling Cup, just get a cup first. I hear that. But I was having this discussion with him, and I told him, see, Mikel Arteta, if he gives us a Carling Cup first, it doesn't do anything for us.
Right.
We need a major trophy.
We do.
I get where he's coming from. He's saying at least win the first one first. I get that.
He won
but
that.
Again,
he won that 5 seasons ago in the FA Cup with Unai Emery's team. He's won it. He's got his first trophy. He's got his shield. Why did we not buy anyone in January?
Get us over the line in a major trophy. Come on, man. See, we'll be spending. I think we'll spend up to $1 billion.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, and we haven't won a major trophy.
For nothing.
See, it's telling.
And we'll spend more with Leroy Sane and not win anything.
$1 billion spent in transfers, and yet we can't boast of a major trophy. That's what I'm saying. A Carling Cup won't cut it this season.
No.
Even an FA Cup, even if I do rate the FA Cup.
I rate the FA Cup too.
It's not enough.
We'll have 15.
Even the FA Cup in its own right isn't enough. We need an FA Cup and probably maybe the league title to be able to even start dancing around.
Right. The league title at the minimum, Tony. And this is what we were saying about like the whole David Raya thing. Actually, it worked. Actually, David Raya worked out well. He won the Golden Gloves, but we still didn't get a trophy with him. So the David Raya thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he wins the Golden Gloves. It doesn't matter how many saves. It doesn't matter how many fucking statistics he had or how well he delivered the ball to the midfield defense, whatever, kicked the ball out, threw it, however. Because at the end of the day, we have nothing to show for it, right? And this season, like Bant said, it's going to be tougher because these teams are getting better. Liverpool are going to be good. Arne Slot is a very, very good manager. And they're not just going to bring in some schmo, right? The ownership group, they're not that dumb.
I've seen
and they won pretty much all their preseason games. Yeah,
and I'm sold on him. But again, I don't think he has everything he needs to get him over the line. I still think that Liverpool is still
a couple players short.
Yeah, a midfielder and a more seasoned defender.
And maybe a back to shore up
because Virgil van Dijk is getting older. Right. Injuries are beginning to creep into.
Konate is good, but he ain't the one.
Konate is still injury prone. Yeah. He missed a couple of games last season. His disciplinary issues is also still, still lingers here and there sometimes. Yeah. In the middle of the park, they have injury prone players.
Well, I would take Arne Slot right now over Arteta.
In the season again. Liverpool, yeah, they're cool, yeah, they're okay. But I think it's just okay. I don't think they're gonna jostle for the title this season. They've not showed me enough ambition in the transfer window to actually gazum the title this season. So it leaves Arsenal yet again and Manchester City to jostle for this for this trophy this season.
Yeah, and I think you have to throw Aston Villa in there.
Into the mix.
You got to.
Exactly.
You got to
and that's because they have a manager. Yeah.
Right.
They have
and remember the new format of the Champions League too. The new format of the Champions League takes place this year. So it's going to be a lot different.
Can you tell the people about the new format of the Champions League, my friend?
I will try. I will have what I think Lee Gunner or TJ said a while back. There's God, please don't hold me to this. There's 32 teams in a table.
Yeah.
So it's still a table play, and the top 16 out of that, right, move on. And then I think you go to the 8, 4, 2, and final. But I think it's some table. So it's how you perform in this table of 32 teams. And then they put it in groups. That's how I think it is. Now, I'm sure Gunner, Jez, Kenny Ken, AJ, Jaminho knows more about that than I do. I think, even Anthony and the early doors team. I don't really know. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to have to look into that today and dig into more of that, obviously, to know what I'm talking about when it comes to YouTube content. So, not sure Josh knows. No, Tony, it's just there's going to be different European football. And, to get back to my point is that we this is a merry-go-round you and I have been on for 20 plus years now. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So to think the merry-go-round is just going to stop this summer is naive of us because the Merino move has stalled. We don't know which striker we're going to get in. We have no clue which striker, if a striker at all. I don't think we're going to get at all. We have no clue. And third, we still don't know what to do with Eddie, Reece Nelson, Ramsdale, Fabio Vieira. We know what we want to do, but has there really
to be
been
very
that?
sincere, I think I don't think we should just panic yet about that
Okay.
Eddie Nketiah stuff. I still think we can still flog him out of the football club because I've seen intent that the guy
Yes.
wants to leave. He is taking a pay cut.
Yeah.
There's no intent than that. Why would
Because
I,
he wants to play.
want to throw away $100K
Yeah.
in a week, bro? Do you know what that is, man?
Bro.
That's huge, bro. We can feed our
10 weeks
families
is $1 million
for life with that.
10 weeks is $1 million. And we paid him 52 of them.
What are we talking about?
He's made $5.2 million
to leave to Marseille. So
to score a hat trick against Sheffield.
Sure. So that tells me that the kid wants to live. So
right.
he wants to
he wants a career, Tony.
So I think Bournemouth would just come knocking.
I hope so. I think Bournemouth would be the perfect move for him. If he can go to Bournemouth, and if by the miracle of the football gods can score 16 to 22, 18 goals a season, holy shit. Good for you, Eddie. Again, it's nothing personal. You're just not good enough for Arsenal. He's a nice kid. He's clean cut. He's got a good personality. He's done what he's had to do when called upon. He's done what he can do. What he can do is run straight, score a few decent goals, and that's it. He can't head the ball. He can't hold up the ball. He can't dribble tiki-taka in and out with the ball. He can do a few step-overs and moves. He has a decent shot on him. He can run fast, but not as fast as some fullbacks. So what do you bring? You bring a liability of $100,000 a week to my football club.
But again, that's the problem, Oregon Gooner. This player, Eddie Nketiah, hasn't scored any goal for this football club since December last year. He has been poor. He has been pissed.
Why did we let him go in January?
The only thing that has been remarkable about him was his hat trick against Sheffield United. And I'm sorry, that can't, that isn't enough credence, for these football clubs to part away with 35 million pounds of their hard-earned money, mostly when you're not a top-tier football club, to part with that kind of money for a striker who hasn't scored a goal since December last year. It doesn't make complete sense. It doesn't make complete financial sense. It doesn't even reek of anything sensible. It would take a miracle to flog this guy. Marseille was our only true chance. Yeah, I wanted Arsenal to play hardball just a little bit to squeeze Marseille out of some certain level of money or financial gain. But I wasn't expecting them to, drag it that long. Just
27 mil for Eddie Nketiah is fucking highway robbery, bro.
It's not bad. Just take it.
Yeah. I mean, 27, 30 mil. What are we going to do with the other 3 mil? Fucking go give it to a Brazilian team out of good faith for selling us a player that we got for free? I mean, what's 3 million in world football now? I'd take 3 million. If I had 3 million, I'd probably dish it out to a lot of you guys just because I'm a nice guy. But the thing is that 3 million world football is fucking 50 cents in the real world. Let's be honest. And 27 million for Eddie Nketiah is robbery. Thank you, Marseille. But the thing is it didn't happen, and it's not gonna happen. So that's the reality. We can wish all day long that they would have bought him, or somebody comes in with another $25, $30 million bid. But the real reason is they're not. People are going to come in now with $15 million bids, and we're going to have to be forced to take it. And screw you, Arteta, for screwing up this kid's career. Let him go. And that's the other side of it.
Just let him go.
Talk a little bit about
I pity Eddie Nketiah. I pity
He's done nothing but do what Arteta's asked him to do.
Undervalued, underused. It was used as a prop. It was used as a prop in this football club, and just dumped to dry.
I can see that, but when he was out there, he didn't perform, and that's on him.
To dry, left him out there to dry, and that's why players like Chido, I've seen the predicament of Eddie Nketiah, and they sworn not to be like him.
Yeah, Reece Nelson wants to get out so bad, bro. Reece Nelson wants out as well.
In this situation, You just got the player, dumped him there. You're not giving him opportunities. Even if you've given him opportunities, that have been a
It hasn't
diamond
worked out.
games where his confidence is down. You've not improved the player in any way. His first touch is abysmal. He can't put in
Yeah,
goals. He's only
right.
scored. The only goals he scored is coming since last
From
December.
minnows.
Not looking good. There's no confidence about this player. It looks a shadow of himself when he was playing in the under 21s, banging in lots of goals for them. Completely can't handle the ball. It lacks every bit of pride as a striker. And you didn't need that
Well,
kind
that's a
of
dig
goal.
deep. I think he's prideful, bro. He's still a human being. That's what I'm saying. He's only doing what Arteta's asking him to do. He's not doing it well, but I mean, when Arteta's called him up, he's there. He's there at training. He's there with the lads. He's still a human being. He's still a player. He's just not good enough for our club.
He's a good kid to the system. He's a good kid to the system.
Right.
He's a good kid
to the system. In general. I mean, I never heard he was a bad person.
Again, we all know that system is part of the matrix. We haven't won anything yet. So we need a trophy. We need a trophy, and we don't need strikers who are part of the system or part of that establishment.
Yeah, but there's a real
out of the matrix, out of that establishment. Come out and score. That's what I want.
I do have a sensitivity though too. I do have a sensitivity though for Arteta killing his career. Like I feel bad for this guy that we haven't just let him go and let him live his life. Right? I mean, what you're saying is 100% true. We can dog his football skills all day long, but I'm not going to dog the kid as a person, right? I mean, he deserves to play football somewhere. If it's the championship, if it's fucking League 2, Serie B, I don't care. The Portuguese League, MLS, I'll take him at the Timbers. I'm not going to follow him or anything, but it's like we're wasting a spot for a player who could be an impact player, a top player that we could possibly bring in, right? Fabio Vieira is taking the spot of a midfielder we could bring in, and that's where I get up at is ESR was better than both of them, but he just wouldn't play him. And then we kept him so long and sold for only 35 mil.
ESR is still better than Fabio Vieira. It's better than Lord. It's better than all these clown players that we have down there.
Yeah, Lord help us. Yeah, exactly.
We have in our team. It's better. Look at the goals look at the goals he just banged in.
Look him dribble the ball.
He's looking good. He's scoring. They lied to us that this guy's always injured. But I believe that. I don't see any injury. He's strong. He's playing. He's okay. He looks energetic. He's strong. Yeah. He's drawn tattoos all over his body. He's looking good. He looks in good health. He's breathing normally. His leg is looking good. He's agile. He can run. And he's scoring goals. He's scoring goals. We have a big problem in this football club. I don't know if it's our medical team, but why isn't the medical team of Fulham crying right now? Because it's
only been a couple of weeks, but I mean, with all due respect, we had a full.
How many preseason has Emmitt Smith Rowe played for?
He's been injured way more. Right, he's out there.
He's looking good.
No, you're right. It doesn't matter if that was Arteta. Don't tell me he wasn't injured.
We don't even need to go to the season.
He was injured a lot. Yeah, he was the midfield RVP
with Fulham, and he's still scoring goals, and his fitness is okay. So what are we blabbing about?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. We spent 35 mil on Fabio Vieira. That's the problem. And we had Emerald Smith Rowe for free. We spent 35 mil on that Portuguese piece of shit. And I don't say that as a personality thing. I say that as a shit footballer. He is fucking dog shit. And we sold Emerald Smith Rowe for the same price that we bought Fabio Vieira, so we basically negated out 35 mil. We balanced it out. I mean, you've got to be the most moronic fuckers at Arsenal that have ever run a business in their lives. Emerald Smith Rowe is levels of Fabio Vieira, levels of Reece Nelson, levels of Eddie Nketiah. And we let him go to a London rival. Granted, they're a shitty London rival, but they're a London rival nonetheless, right? So when he scores against Arsenal, I want to see the look on Arteta's face. He will bag one against us. If it's a penalty, whatever, penalty, free kick, set piece, whatever you want to call it, he will score against us this season. You heard it right now on the episode 2, season 2 of the Tony Claude Show, that ESR is going to score against Arsenal this season.
I believe it.
Anytime we face Fulham, he's going to score 1 goal against us this season.
I believe it because
it's going to happen.
Blood in his eyes with the way he's playing. Like I couldn't believe it. I watched that game against Offagham on replay. The way
he ripped them apart, bro.
I couldn't believe it. It's like
he's that good.
He's looking good. He's okay. His fitness is good. He's not looking like that guy that's injured, and he's scoring goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. Oregon gonna Arsenal versus Wolves. What do you think? Arsenal's first game, opening the the week for the Arsenal Football Club.
Right.
What do you think? We have enough ammunition in the armor to really outgun and outblast Wolves. Coming that game against Wolves. Talk to us, man.
Yes. I believe the game's at home, right? It's not away, so we're playing at the Emirates. That'll of course help. I think we just. I was going to say I'm going to give you my quick lineup, and I'll give you my prediction. I was just going to say I think we'll see Calafiori at left back, but now I'm doubting my own words. I think we'll see that punk ass Zinchenko at left back. We'll see Starsky and Hutch in the middle, and Mr. Benny Blanco on the right. And as for the midfield, if and now, since we haven't signed Moreno, we're going to see Rice in the left mid, Jorginho in the 6, and Odegaard on the right. And then our up top 3 is going to be Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka. And I think Havertz will maybe sit the bench. I don't see him, or he may play left mid.
Even the very picture of seeing Eddie Nketiah starting, as in just starting this season, on our bench. It's not right. It's something as an Arsenal fan, something has to twitch in your heart, or when you look down the bench, and then you see Reece Nelson staring back at you. You see Eddie Nketiah staring at you.
Oh,
you see that weirdo. What's his name?
Vieira.
Vieira down there staring at you. You look at these guys and you're like, what nonsense is this?
Yep.
In a season where even if we put our first 11, and then on the bench, it would be something else if we're seeing someone like Leroy Sane on the bench, Kudus on the bench, maybe even Ivan Toney. How about that?
You never know. I don't think that'll happen, but you're right. Stranger things in football have happened. If we were to get Ivan Toney, it would be a last-ditch move because we couldn't get the striker in that we wanted. If it's Gyökeres or Jonathan David, who I don't think we're looking at him, but whoever. I mean, I just think that Toney, if we really wanted him again, it would have been a done deal by now. But with that said, I think, I think this Saturday we do him 3-0. You're
going with AJ. You're going with AJ.
Yeah, I'm going with AJ. AJ's my guy. I just don't see. I mean, they lost Pedro Neto. Not he was injured a lot as well, but he was one of their main players, if I remember. I think Raul Jimenez is still there as their striker. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know their lineup. They lost Nunez, their top midfielder.
Raul Jimenez has gone to Fulham.
Oh, has he? Oh, that's right. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. That's right. That was a couple of years ago. See, that's how much I pay attention to Wolves. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. They had this Fabio Silva kid, I thought, in there. I forget who their striker is. They got who is Sarabia? Sarabia, is he in their squad? See, I forget. I'd have to take a look at the lineup for them for sure. But anyway, I'm pretty confident we'll, again, beating Bayer Leverkusen, beating Lyon, beating Manchester United. Then we beat them in preseason, I think. I know we lost to Liverpool. We beat United. That's confidence, man. I mean, we can only go, week in and week out. So, I think we'll give Wolves a good 3-0 beating. I don't see them scoring. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, Ben White's
by the way, Anthony Herbert is predicting a 2-0 win. See, you have a big question from the assembled here, man. He says, Oregon Gunner, do you think Arteta's reputation precedes him? And his key word precedes him. That's a key word, in that sentence.
And he's better than he really is.
And players are not willing to come to Arsenal because of his treatment of players. That's number one sensible question I've seen down here today.
That's a very good question that deserves a very difficult answer. Yes, I think his reputation does precede him under the umbrella that he's this technical genius who's won things. He has won nothing at Arsenal but an FA Cup, which was Emery's team, and a shield, a community shield, a plate, right? A dinner plate. So So his reputation does precede him. But at the same time, European world football notices Arsenal finishing second 2 years in a row. Especially last year, we fell only behind 2 points to City. We didn't give up 8 points like we did the season before, right? So when other players look at that, I still think players do. I think players see Arsenal as a stepping stone club assembled. And what I mean by that is Arsenal's a good stepping stone if you're coming from, let's say, Bournemouth, or you're coming from a Fulham or Everton, Wolverhampton, etc., or Lyon or Azure, whatever, Bologna, great example. Right, Arsenal's a very good stepping club because I don't think there's a massive amount of world players out there that identifies Arsenal as their top club. If you know what I mean? The top clubs are Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich. Correct me if I'm missing any here. Chelsea, right? Because they've won the most since 2010. Man City, obviously, Liverpool. Yeah. United, and maybe not as much because obviously Sir Alex, but they've still won, in this current 10 or 15, 20 years. So I think those clubs right now, to be honest, assembled just by prestige, run over us. If I'm a prospective player, Arsenal finished second, that's great, but how am I going to fit in with Arteta, right? So as a player, you want to, not only them interviewing you want to interview them just like you would at a job. Right, you want to ask questions of the interviewer as well, what the company's like, what the atmosphere is like, the environment, and so forth. But if let's say you're Vinny Jr., right, and you're fresh off the Brazilian plane and you land in Europe, say, "Here I am." Arsenal is not the first club he's looking at.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing. Now that was different with Wenger because Wenger was having, success after success. The Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp. I mean, Thierry Henry was massive footballer, as you guys all know, right? I mean, he was world renowned as the best in the Premier League. We don't have that anymore. We don't have, that straw in our hat, so to speak. All we have to go on is history, and it's a 21-year-old drought.
Big up to Stringer Mill. He's a friend of Ron
Jeremy, you legend. So, right, all we really have is a past history. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but we have our history, but it's far in the past, right? It's 21 years without a major trophy. So, our prospective player, I say Arsenal, London, it might be fun, but Inter Milan looks a lot better, or maybe Borussia Dortmund, who was second place in the Champions League.
Oregon Gunny,
Mikel Arteta, there's no Wenger there anymore. So
we're also throwing we're also throwing this fact that many other football clubs in this summer transfer window have already improved and boosted their team in lieu of next season starting up next week.
Right.
West Ham have acquired up to nearly 67 players.
It's going to be good.
The first 1 month of opening of this transfer window.
Top Spanish manager too.
I'm telling you, up to 6-7 signings. Done, dusted. They will be coming.
Manager approved, Tony. Manager approved. Manager thought and found the manager, meaning manager wanted these specific players. Right.
They will have blood on their eyes. And of course, Unai Emery, a sworn enemy of Arsenal Football Club, is a sworn enemy. He is sworn to deal us a deadly blow. Of course, you saw the deadly blow he handed to us last season, single-handedly, keeping us apart from the title. That's how much he hates.
I don't blame him. We treated him like shit.
It's going to amplify at the start of the season. It's going to amplify by this, by this weekend. You will see what he will do.
West Ham and Villa will be lack of a better term, will be gunning for us. Those fans do not want us to lift anything. Definitely. So let's be real. Like they do not want us to win at all.
He knows he's on it. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So Oregon, man, it's up for grabs, but still
so
the thing.
I gotta go 3-0, man.
You go 3-0. Good.
I gotta go 3-0.
Fact is, Oregon we're Arsenal fans,
right.
The season starts, we support our team.
For sure.
That's what naturally we should do. We support our team to try and get our team over the line, because at the end of the day, we are Arsenal fans. That's just me. But when it comes to saying this is where we need to improve, we can't dilly-dally about that. We have to voice out our opinions, on that, because it's the only way to get, to get the word across that the club should, shore up and do better in the transfer window and help us, or even help the manager get his, get whatever he wants to do on, over the line. He does need a striker. He does need someone who will come in and help out in on the wings, 20 goals winger. So all these things, it's all for the betterment of the football club. But we love Arsenal Football Club, and and that's the reason why we are so passionate about wanting to cover up these loopholes. It's not like Oregon Gunner just like to criticize the team, or I like to criticize the team.
No, not at all.
It's not about that. And to be very fair, Oregon Gunner is the kind of guy that if Arsenal beats a team, bro, he's over the top. It's my friend. I've seen a couple of guys. You don't want to see Oregon Gunner when Arsenal scores goals, man.
When Declan Rice scores against United,
he's hitting the ceiling. He's in the red room. He's smoking on some weed. He's chilling. He's on his cigars. See it, guys. You can't tell this guy what it means for Arsenal to win. So that's why when I see some horrible comments on some other shows, about if Dal is criticizing the team or something like that, then it means that he has he's a thoroughbred Arsenal fan. He's passionate about this. He wants Arsenal to win.
Standards,
if you're not winning, it's the same psyche with life. If you're not winning, would you be happy? Would you laugh? Would you come on, man. You'd be sad. You won't be happy because things aren't going fine, right? Yeah, it's the same thing with this. If your team ain't doing well, why would you be happy? Why would you toast to a good life when your team is not doing well? And we spent $1 billion to get this team where they are right now.
We will by January if we buy somebody for sure.
Exactly. So, man, what do you got coming up, man, this week?
Not a lot, bro. Unfortunately, like I was saying, I'm going to be out of town come Thursday through Sunday, so I'm going to miss all of the football action on the first weekend, which really I'm kind of bummed about, but I'll be out camping in the wilderness, my yearly camping thing with the fellas, and hanging out, drinking beer, and just having a good old time out in the Central Oregon wilderness. But I'm unfortunately going to miss the opening weekend, but I'll be watching as much as I can Sunday afternoon and plan to do a show with TJ late Sunday afternoon. It'll probably be pretty late UK time, but we want to do a recap show. And then I'll probably talk with you on Monday or Tuesday, probably Monday. Yeah, because I know Tuesdays you're busy, I think, doing referee stuff. But what I got coming up is, just a big camping trip and looking forward to seeing some old friends and having some food and some beer and hanging out. But I definitely wanted Arsenal to win. A draw ain't going to help. Definitely a loss ain't going to help. we have to win at least the first 9 to 10 games to really make a statement that we aren't to be fucked with, and
Exactly.
I think, last season it took a trip to Dubai to fix that. And God help us if that's going to be this issue there, because if we start out like we did last season, bye-bye title.
Bye-bye title. And
for
me, I'm not having it this 3-0, 2-0. Right. I'm not having it. We have to pummel. We have to pummel. We have to grind, like we have to beat them up. Yeah, let them leave the Emirates with bruises. I wanted to send a very clear message to Manchester City and all these other football clubs. Yeah, that this season we're in business. So I'm looking forward to a 6-0 defeat. We have to pummel these people.
I would love that.
Black and blue. Yeah. With a black eye. That's what we need to do to Wolves. We need to beat them up properly.
Yeah, beat them up. Bro, if we beat them 5-0, I'd be over the fucking moon. Shit.
I mean, 5-6-0. That would do justice. So that it sends a clear message to these other pretenders, coming out there to come, to come head on and face to face, toe to toe with the Arsenal, so that they know that they're dealing with a different card this season. And again, Oregon Gunner, I don't need to tell you how much we need to score goals. We need those goals. It will help us over the line. When things are so tight at the penultimate period of the season.
No problem pounding teams 7-8-0 and then they're complaining that we weren't sportsman-like or whatever that bullshit is. No, you're right. No, we need to score every chance we get, bro, because City are not going to stop. Like, just thinking that the fourth one is going to be good enough for them. I mean, our man AK4 Pete's already gloating for fifth. Everyone's predicting them to finish first again, from what I've heard. I haven't heard anyone saying that they think Arsenal's going to finish first, at least not in our YouTube Arsenal community. Maybe there's a couple people out there, but I'm looking at Spurs, bro, because I think Liverpool are that good. I think Liverpool are going to be that good, bro, that they can really push for second. I mean, we'll push for second. I don't think second's guaranteed. I think Liverpool are going to be a lot better than people think. Arne Slot got in there. He told the boys, hey, I'm sorry, guys, Klopp is gone. But we're going to continue on what Klopp has started. We're going to continue on with what we've done. And that's exactly what Arne Slot has said to those boys. We're going to continue. Let everybody worry about Klopp. Again,
it's one team to beat these teams in preseason. Let's see. When the season starts, the pressure sets in.
Let's see. I'm not bigging up. I know I sound like I'm bigging up Liverpool, but I'm just saying they could be a real hurdle in our. All I'm saying, Tony, is that Liverpool could be a real hurdle in our pursuit for the title. That they're not going to be the Liverpool of last season, the season before. They're going to have a little something different. But I don't want to sound like a Liverpool fanboy. And, of course, the dark horses, Aston Villa, West Ham, Newcastle, Isak could have an amazing season. There's a lot of more dark horses now, right? And Crystal Palace, they won 6 out of their last 7 EPL games last season, and they have a top manager. They could cause us problems. So it's not going to be as easy as it was for us last season or the season before, especially the season before, right? So, again, I think we covered it really well today. We talked about Leroy Sane and impact players, and that just bringing a body in is not going to do anything. The impact player has to perform. The name on the shirt has to perform. Leroy Sane, 8 weeks in, 2 goals, that is not going to be good enough. Right? And that's structurally my point with the Leroy Sane thing. Regardless if it's Leroy Sane, Kingsley Coman, Jack Grealish, fucking Samuel Lino, Savio, put whatever name you want. If that name doesn't perform in the red and white, it doesn't matter what the fucking name is on the back of the shirt, right? They have to show up for us, right? Leroy Sane, I'll take him all day long. Shout out Jaminho. I'll take Leroy Sane as experienced depth. Yes, I will start him in a few games, but I don't think he's that much better than Trossard. I don't think he's all. I mean, like you said, winning mentality, I get it, but is Leroy Sane? Like I say, Tony, 8 weeks in, he only has 2 goals. Then what? We're back to square one.
Back to square one again.
That's my big thing of bringing in these big names, blowing on money and so forth. They don't perform. What's it all for?
This square one we're talking about, 30 million pounds would do it. Ivan Toney. So we're going for 100 million. Bro, is this a
Tottenham?
Wait, do these guys have brains? A player you were going for 400 million is now
30 million. Right.
And you're not out for him?
It was 30 million before he was 100 million, Tony.
Oh. See, before we have brain aneurysms down here, right. let's just go.
It doesn't make sense.
Let's sail away. Let's go into the sun.
We're in a parallel universe, bro.
Let's wait for the weekend.
Yeah.
Let's sail into somewhere different. Let's chill. Before we start running our mouths. Let's see the first game. Anything less than a pummeling against Wolves. Poor Wolves. Me and I reckon, me and I reckon, we don't shadow talk. Me and him are gonna open it up, cut it up, talk about it. If we win, we'll be happy. You'll see us talking. You'll see us hail the team. But
a 1-0 isn't going to convince me of anything. Like you said, a 1-2-0. It's great to get the 3 points and a couple goals, but that's not convincing. Like I'm like you. I said 3-0. I'd gladly change it to a 5 or 6-0. If we really have the attacking impotence to do that, and we do because we've done it before against them and other minnow teams. And you're 1,000% right. We need to send a message. If we beat them 6-0, I will be fucking over the moon for that. For real.
Beating Wolves anything less than
4-0. Yeah.
We're not sending anything.
I agree with that.
It's still the same mediocre team. But we need
to send
to make this team fierce. We need to send shivers
down.
The
1-0's not convincing.
When they're playing
at home against Wolves is not convincing.
These guys have come to tackle. That's what I want to see. But we're not that. We'll just allow the boys roll around and we'll allow them explode.
I don't know. We'll see. You look pretty serious during preseason.
Allow them defend.
But again,
I'm just saying. But let's see.
I'll say it one more time. I want to ride the wave of confidence from the Bayern, Leverkusen, and Lyon games. I mean, that's 6 goals, one scored against, and let's just continue on with that. If something's working, let's stay with it. Yeah. What I'm worried about is we're going to see Party at right back. Or Havertz at left back. Right, we may see some crazy shit come Saturday.
Or
some real weird shit like Raya at right wing or something. Who knows?
Valid low blows today.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, right. I've been hitting them hard with those
low blows today, man.
But it's like, who knows?
Kyle Walsh, man.
Yeah,
Kyle, how you doing, brother? My brother. How you doing, man? Hope you're okay. Kyle,
sure.
do you have any hopes that Arsenal is gonna win a trophy? I know the answer to that question.
He's gonna say 3-1 Wolves Saturday. But you're like you said, we have to send a message. A 5-6-0. A 5 or 6-0 has to
horrible, gory story, but let's just hope that Arsenal change their ways in the transfer window before it shuts down. We need to bring a striker in, a midfielder. That's what me and Oregon Gunnar have been talking about here. I think it needs to leave and free up the purse for Arsenal Football Club. We need valid winners down there on the bench before that first game starts.
Right.
By the weekend.
I think the Merino move is stalled because the Eddie move is stalled. I was listening to Lee Gunner, like I told you earlier. I believe it that we're waiting to get the money for Eddie to put onto the Merino deal. I don't know how locked in we are with financial rules. I'm sure Jaminho or AJ know a little more about that. But I just, again, it has to be the right player. And Jaminho saying Kingsley Coman, I agree too. But what if Kingsley Coman's 8 weeks in and has 2 goals? I mean, it just. What if it's a season? It's 6 goals a season. It just doesn't do anything.
I'm not even convinced.
I'm so nervous about that.
He's not the kind of player that will confidently give it. 10 goals from the wings. Like,
he's good. Yeah.
but again,
I don't know.
like, is he that kind of
It's
guy
really
that will
hard to tell.
create chances? How is his
He's a good player.
off the ball runs? Can he create anything? We've just been linked to all these widow players. Of course, he's a winner. I get that, but come on, man. If you bring the guy to Arsenal, it could be something different.
But I
Let's
think
just go to proven players, that have done something down here, and let's see if we can get something out of these players.
right.
Leroy Sane represents that for me, but again, I don't know too much. How about Kudus?
Well, he's got an 80 million release clause.
Get Kudus.
Big up, Paul.
It's 80 million. He will come
80 million, right? We're not going to spend 80 million in 2 weeks. No fucking way. Not if we're getting Merino in for what? 19 mil? 21 mil? We have to sell Eddie before anything. And we're turning down Marseille, like we talked about just an hour ago. We're turning down Marseille for 27 million. Are you fucking kidding me? That's robbery. Sell him. I would sell him and we sell him for 30 mil together. Boom, bang, bosh. Let him go.
Kyle says, "Good evening, gentlemen." It doesn't get better than this, man. All right, good. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen." Once again. There's only one Kyle, man. Great guy.
Right. I've got to say, it's been about a 3 out of 10 transfer window, to be honest.
Proper gentleman, but very emotional when it comes to Arsenal. The proper gentleman. I like the guy, and he says, "Yeah, once again, we are falling again this season,
failing again." The transfer window on a 1 to 10. I mean, Calafiori, yay, great. It's a 3 out of 10. It's that bad. It's really that bad because we've just been saying it on the show. We need experienced depth who can make an impact, and we have not bought that yet.
We have
Calafiori, great signing, better than Zinni. I'm all for one up in each other. Right? We have Zinchenko's the level. Calafiori's better. I'll take it. But at the same time, is Calafiori going to get us a title or a Champions League final?
No, he's not.
We need a striker.
He's not a player, but
Kai Havertz
big problems.
But he's not an all-out striker. We've got big problems. We got bigger fish to fry, I guess.
Bigger fish to fry. Oh my days!
Fucking horrible.
If Jess gets to hear that one, Jess is gonna come for us.
He's gonna fry me. Yeah, exactly. Shout out Jez. Great
Jez doesn't like that, man. He hates it. If he hears that word, he's like, what are these clowns talking about? What are these clowns talking about? Bigger what to fry? He doesn't like it. Shout out to everyone who has joined us down here. Yeah. Big up to Paul Forward Blue Nose. He shares my shows all the time. He has his channel down there on YouTube. Go check it out. He travels a lot within the UK. The traveler. I like the guy too. Paul Forward Blue Nose. Big up to you, man. AJ, big up to you every other time. That's our guy. I'm moderator extraordinaire. Big up to you. He says, big up Jamil every other time. He says, big ups. And he says 17 likes. And Kyle says here, down mates, remember last November I was on the show with you and TJ, and I told you we are winning nothing. Remember tonight that I said we are winning nothing again this season. Big up the two of you. Big up to you, Kyle, man. And we hear you. We hear you. We hear you. And of course, your opinions are always valid on this channel because time and time again, you've proven, to be a truthful guy, and it's true. We've seen it. We've seen what has happened to us.
And part of the reason is like we've talked about, Tony. Like even getting what we think is that right player in isn't going to guarantee us shit. And that's what Kyle's saying is that it's not the players. It's something with the club, right? It's bigger than the players. The ethos at Arsenal does not have what you have said, and Kyle and Jamino and Anthony and AJ. We just don't have that winning mentality around the club. So if we even bring in a Leroy Sane, and he gets, again, 2 goals in 8 weeks or something like that, or let's say his ratio is really low, then we've literally just done nothing, right?
Exactly.
And so, and is there really that one player that'll change everything?
No. We need
There's
multiple.
not. I mean, if we bought Erling Haaland, is he going to score 50 goals for us? I don't know, man. Right? I just like we bring in Neymar. I don't know, Mbappe, right? I mean, there was seriously
Oregon good.
Are
you doing this for likes?
I'm not good, but yeah. Hit the like button, everybody. Smash the like. I'm going to say some crazy
What did you just say? No. Did you just call Kylian Mbappe?
If Mbappe comes to Arsenal, let me ask you, in the chat, if Mbappe comes to Arsenal, does that guarantee us a trophy?
Mm-hmm.
No. Because we know there's something voodoo around Arsenal Football Club that just holds us back. It's been there for 30 years now.
Bigger dimension. Mm-hmm.
Right? We can bring in Maradona, cook him right up, throw him right out on the pitch, and we still wouldn't win with Maradona. Put Pele on the left and we wouldn't win with him.
But again, let's hope for the best.
Because the ethos of this club is not a winning mentality.
The season starts next week, Oregon Gunner.
First of all,
this is what I like to say.
5 days.
First of all, we are Arsenal fans. Yes, the football club hasn't done what is necessary for us to go and win. But first, we are Arsenal fans. We'll turn up. We'll get to watch our games. And then, we'll support our team. We'll do it. We'll support our team. We get behind the team.
That's right.
And then let's see. If they lose, they get the lashing. If they win, we're not gonna dance about and sing a kumbaya and a hooray. Right. We will address everything the way it comes. If we get a good win against Wolves, we will say, "Hey, we got a good win.
Right.
Let's go for the next one."
And a good win is 4+0. Good win is 4+0. A 1-0 is not convincing at home against Wolves.
We bite them. It's the same thing.
Lose,
if they lose, we bite them. If they win, we
congratulate them.
Say as it is. So that's how I like to run my stuff. Yeah,
for sure.
Because clearly there's nothing like agenda. No one has any agenda here. Mm-hmm. If the team isn't doing well, we'll talk about the team. What do we need to get into the team to help us get well and to help us get better? If we do win, we're around the team, good and okay,
right?
But we sincerely have to, say it as it is, and that's why that's my focus most of the time. Shout out to everyone who's come down.
Yeah, shout out to
doing a 2-hour show today. I never believed that. Yeah, that would do up to 2 hours. I wanted it to be a 1-hour show, but you guys know the chemistry.
I got time.
And Oregon, my guy. Big up to you, man. And definitely we are at Tony Claude Gunner TV. We wish you, a very, very good, playtime with the boys, in the desert.
Yeah. No Diddy. I'll marry. Yeah, I'm not no playing. No. They're all good friends of mine from I've known for 40+ years now. We just got
your inner Ivan Tony, man.
Yeah. No. But no, thanks. No, it's definitely an element of safety. There's been fires out in Central Oregon. I know that doesn't make the news, but we got forest fires out here, and going camping out there is fine. I mean, we got bears and mountain lions, so you gotta watch your ass a little bit. But that'll be a bunch of beer drinking, just floating down the Deschutes River and playing some cornhole and talking shit. So 6th or 7th year in a row. Like I said, one of these guys I've literally known since I was like 5 years old. So I'm
younger
with a lot of these guys.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, it's been a great show today, Tony. I'm glad we covered a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff today. No, great to go 2 hours. We really needed to get this, out of our system because, like Kyle said, there's just, and Kyle, the true gooners out there in the chat, especially, is that there's just no guarantees, guys. Like, if we got Mbappe, is that a guaranteed title? No. If we had Holland, is it a guaranteed title? No. Lautaro Martinez, no. Vinny Jr., no, because this club doesn't have it's still struggling with finding, number one, I think it's identity in some ways, and number two, really getting in on that winning mentality at all costs. Those are two things, especially the second one, that I think is holding the club back, no matter who we sign.
Guys, you've heard it from Oregon Junior. Yeah.
Good times.
Over to Arsenal. Over to Arsenal. Let's go and pummel Wolves. Send a message to these guys that, we're willing to do something and win trophies this season, because it's only trophies and not just the Carling Cup. Yeah. I'm talking of major trophies that would do justice to us this season. Without it, of course, Mikel Arteta has to leave the football club if he doesn't get it. But again, let's go. Let's be up, Wolves. Let's do the right thing. Let's send the right message.
Do the right thing. Send a message.
Let's send a message to all these teams that, when you come to face the Arsenal, you should be prepared for war.
If you come out to play against us, you'll pay.
Doesn't do it in the first game, then let's just count the season out. Because we haven't done any business. We haven't done smart moves yet. Calafiori, I still think, is a glorious signing. I like the guy. I saw his attitude in that game against Lyon. I think for a 22-year-old, we've got a big, huge brigade in that guy. He's strong. He's agile. He could make runs. He could bump forward, but in a controlled manner. His recovery is quite good. I think the guy's okay. He's tall. He's huge. 6 foot plus. He's a great guy, and he can only improve, So let's see. So from me and Oregon doing it, we are